If we have consequences in our lives that we don't want, we can mindfully change those consequences using the ABCD formula. In ABCD, A stands for action, B stands for beliefs, C stands for consequences, and D stands for dispute. The only thing we have direct control over in the ABCD model is our beliefs. We can't directly change the consequences we get for our actions. In other words, we can't control how people respond to what we do and say. We can only change our consequences indirectly by changing our beliefs. Contrary to popular belief, memes aren't just cute pictures with text on them. A meme is a special type of belief that gets handed down from one person to another. If we have inherited unproductive memes from our families, they can lead us to negative consequences when we choose to act on those beliefs. We can consciously choose to change our consequences by changing our memes. The ABCD model is a way to change our memes. We all have beliefs or memes about the way the world works. These beliefs lead us to make choices about our actions, thoughts, and feelings. Our thoughts about feelings and behaviors become our moods. These moods lead us to act. These actions then lead to consequences. When our actions lead to consequences that are pleasant for us, there's nothing that needs to change. But when these actions lead to consequences that are unpleasant for us, we may need to re-examine our beliefs and our actions and modify them so that we can get more positive outcomes. One way of doing this is with the ABCD model. Here's how it works. As we already said, A is for action. This is the event that occurs or the action that happens. For example, suppose someone cuts in line in front of you at the supermarket. B is the belief. This is your belief about what happened. For example, that person is being rude and disrespecting me because they cut in line. C is for the consequence. This is the consequence that happens as a result of your belief and the action that follows. For example, the person cuts in front of you, and you may make an angry comment to the person, and suddenly a heated argument takes place. D is for dispute. When a negative consequence occurs, in other words, a consequence you didn't expect or didn't want, you may dispute your beliefs that led to the consequence. For example, in the supermarket situation, the belief that led to the consequence of an argument in the supermarket was, that person is being rude and disrespecting me. Dispute the belief by coming up with possible alternatives. Perhaps the person didn't see you. Perhaps the person did see you and is really being rude. But the extra minute or two that it'll take out of your day might be less of an inconvenience than getting into an argument. Experiment with those different beliefs. And once you've found an alternative that doesn't lead to a negative consequence, troubleshoot it by asking yourself what could go wrong if you tried that approach instead. Once you've found a plan or a belief that works, try that instead next time you're caught in a similar situation. Mindfulness is about changing your unproductive beliefs. You can also choose to change beliefs that lead to unproductive consequences. You can also choose not to change those beliefs. The choice is always yours. Mindfulness is about how to change your beliefs so they lead to better choices, so that those better choices may lead to more positive consequences. When practicing the ABCD model, remember that it consists of 4 components: action, belief, consequence, and dispute. As we practice with these 4 elements, we can see that the only thing we have direct control over is the belief element. We can't directly change what goes on in the world around us, the action element. We can't directly change what happens as a result of our choices either. That's to say that we can't control what other people do in reaction to our actions. The only thing we can directly change is the belief element. We can only influence the consequence indirectly by changing our beliefs that led to the negative consequence. Another way of saying this, is that the only thing we have direct control over in the ABCD model is our beliefs and the choices that those beliefs led to. The ABCD model will help you to figure out some of the beliefs you may have that lead to consequences you don't want to experience, and how to start considering alternative beliefs that may lead you to consequences you do want.